I'm going to tell you one more story, then we'll be done. I want to take you back to a completely different time. Here we are in 2014. I'm going to take you back to the 1950s. We look different. The world was different. The way that we looked at life was different. And down in the area that I grew up in, down in Texas and the South and over in the Southwest, things were different. We had things, for instance, restrooms that were marked colored and were marked white. We had drinking fountains that were marked colored and were marked white. I'm going to tell you about a coach. He was an insignificant coach. I mean, he was a freshman football coach at Roswell High School in New Mexico, out in the middle of nowhere in the mid-1950s. Now, the season was about to start, and he got a call from the athletic director, come see me. Kind of unusual for the freshman coach. The athletic director normally doesn't care much about what's going on with the freshman coach, but of course he went. As soon as he got there, the athletic director said, I'm going to come right to the point. You got a problem. You see, you have a black boy on your team, and I cannot allow him to go with the traveling squad. He can play at home, but he can't play on traveling squad. Coach said, well, he's worked with everybody else. He's attended all the practice. He's made the team. What's the problem? And the athletic director said, it's pretty simple. Most of our games are a long way away, and he won't have a place to eat. You'll have problems getting him facilities. You'll have problems just getting folks to serve him. The coach looked at it for a minute and said, you said it was my problem. Will you let me handle it? The athletic director kind of looked at him and not very happy. He said, well, as long as it doesn't create a problem for me. Okay. The coach left. Well, season came around, and yeah, sure enough, an away game came up. He loaded everybody in the bus, everybody. They stopped at the restaurant where they were going to eat. The coach got off the bus, walked in to see the proprietor. He said, my name's Coach from Roswell. You said you could feed us. He said, yep, I can. He says, I've got 25 players. I've got 2 coaches. I've got a bus driver. That's 28 meals. Can you take care of us? He said, absolutely. 28 meals? 28 meals in that little southwestern corner of Roswell, New Mexico? A lot of money. Then the coach said, I've got a black boy with me, and we're walking in as a team. We're walking out as a team. We're eating as a team. We're using the facilities as a team. You have any problem with that? He said, no, sir. I got no problem with that. Now, I don't know whether the boy was a starter, whether he was a sub. I have no idea. I do know that that black young man went to every game, home and away. And I know they never had issue 1. Because somebody took action. So the action you take doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It should be consistent. It should be the right thing. It should be the right thing for you, for the people around you. But if you don't take action, things never change. Now, every time I tell that story, I always have people say, oh, you can't quit there. Who was the coach? Who was the coach? It's loading, please wait. Think about who that coach might be. How about Joe Paterno? I mean, he was a coach for a really long time, and he's a very successful coach. He was a coach up in Penn State. He never came down to the Southwest. No, it wasn't Coach Paterno. Let's think about who was down here. Coach Paul Bear Bryant. It was Coach Paul Bear Bryant, I bet. That's who it was. No? He coached in Texas, but he never coached in New Mexico. It wasn't Palmer Bryant. Darrell Royal. Darrell Royal, I mean, he's like almost like a god here in Texas, right? No, in fact, Coach Darrell Royal was the last coach to win a national championship without one single black player on it. The next year, he was forced to integrate. So it wasn't Darrell Royal. That coach's name was Coach Eugene Riley O'Neal. He's my daddy. Change matters. Change matters. If you want to change your business, this might not be a bad way to get started. My name is Michael O'Neal with Money Coach LLC. Don't just play at the money game. I want you to win it. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.